Good morning, everyone. I'm Jen Houston, owner of the Artsy Fartsy Gallery. I'm a full-time independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canmore, Alberta, Canada. Welcome to Friday! It's Friday, yay! A lot of people's favorite day. Of course, today is just going to be lots of fun, and we're continuing on with the Mountain Air bundle. If you're going to play along with me here, you will probably want to be warned that you might get a little inky because it's, Friday. We can have lots of fun like that, right? So yes, once again, we're continuing on with our feature of the week, which is the Mountain Air bundle. Feels like home. I love this set, and I love that you can make it masculine or feminine. It can be for sympathy. It can be just because. It can be for birthdays. It can be for any kind of occasion, really. It's one of those sets that is going to be a lot of fun. Even for Christmas, I think those trees are going to be fun to play with at Christmas time. So very versatile. That is definitely what I look for when I am picking out stamp sets and items to play with. Because this is the feature of the week, I've been making a card every single day using this bundle, showing you how to do that. And if you have decided, oh yeah, I need to get this bundle too, get it by the end of Sunday. And if you do, I'm going to give you a free ink pad, whatever color of your choice. So just a little perk to try and get you to, push you over the edge. Get this set. It's a good one. You want this. I know you do. So that is on until Sunday. Now I see Roz already on. Hello, Roz. When you pop on, tell me your name. Where are you from? Chit chat back and forth here. I love when you comment and share this post with your friends who are crafty or are not crafty. Maybe they'll get hooked. Maybe they'll join the cult. We're a good cult, right? Yes, we do lots of good. So today's purpose is just kind of to be, let's have some fun, relax, settle, and just make a just because cards kind of idea. Just send them out in the mail and have some fun, right? I also wanted, speaking of fun, check this out. So I got this fun mail yesterday, day before. I think yesterday. No, day before. In the mail. First off, look what was greeting me. Isn't this pretty? How she decorated this envelope, and I actually love those colors. That color combo is so pretty. So that's so wonderful. And then on the inside, have you seen these? They're so cute. The 6 feet, social distancing. With those cute little meerkats. I love those meerkats. So isn't that an adorable card? This would be a great Fun Friday card. Just, they're just because. And always remember, is that from Itty Bitty Greetings? I can't remember. So this was sent from Karen from Swan River, all the way from Manitoba. Thank you so much. This made me smile. I loved it. Isn't that a great idea? And think about all the things that you could do with this. So if you don't have the meerkat stamp set, because it was a celebration item that you got for free for the months of January, February, and March. But if you don't have that, could you not just use even flowers or the tree? Oh, maybe I need to stamp on Saturday too. Maybe you could put the trees from these, the Mountain Air bundle, as separated and six feet apart. I think that's so neat. Anyways, thank you, Karen, for the lovely words inside. You are so adorable. And this card just made my day. So thank you so much. All right, so today's, let me just switch my little screen here so that you can see my, oh, not that one. This one. Here we go. All right. I think I'm straight in here. Want to go close to the bottom so that you can see where I generally stamp. And this is kind of what we're gonna do today. We're gonna make a Northern Lights card. So give me some hearts if you've made a Northern Lights card before. Just gonna grab a drink here. I used to make this with Lovely as a Tree, and then they got rid of Lovely as a Tree, the stamp set. But this bundle took off, or kind of took off where that one ended, and it's definitely doable with some of these tree stamps. So it's just kind of cool, a cool background, and could go for anything. So this was my thank you card. I don't know if you can see. In person, you sure can. I've got oh, there you go. There you go. I've got a little special edition that we're going to add on our cards today. So we're going to make something similar, but of course, you know how I do things, we change them up. So here we go. First off, I have a little piece of cardstock, and of course all the card recipes, all the measurements, all the products that I use are going to be on my blog later on today. I post all those there. I also post close-up pictures and pictures of the insides of the cards and how I decorate the envelopes as well. So check back for that and have a look at that. But I pre-embossed in the white embossing powder, far apart but close at heart. I kind of took the spin from Karen's card. I thought that this was kind of an amazing saying for the times right now, right? So far apart but close at heart. And that comes from the Well Said stamp set. Yes, well said. So it was well said and so appropriate. All right, so I pre-did that. Okay, so I already did that to kind of get things rolling a little faster today. I gotta prep for next week, and I have to get all my Happy Mail out. So there's lots to get done today. Okay, so here we go. Our first thing to do is going to be to create this incredible sky. Now you're wondering, well, why did I already emboss this saying now? Well, I'll bring that up a little later on. Just hopefully I'll remember. Okay, so the colors I'm going to choose for this one are Coastal Cabana, Rococo Rose, Daffodil Delight, and Granny Apple Green. And then we're going to tie it all together. We're going to make the sky kind of look Northern Lightsy with Night of Navy. Okay, so here we go. We're going to use that Night of Navy last. You're going to need your daubers for this event. That's why I'm saying you're going to get inky. All right, I'm going to start with the lightest color first. I'm going to go in with some Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to get my dauber, open up Daffodil Delight, and I'm just going to start putting in little bits and pieces here, there, and everywhere. You want them to be pretty dark because of course you're going to be going over top of it with a darker color. So the darker, the brighter your colors are, the better it'll be. Okay, so word of warning, try not to make a big snake. I know it seems silly, but when you make like some people go like, you know, like this, and they make a big long ribbon, it ends up looking like a caterpillar. Okay, so don't do that. Make more like cloud clumps, if that makes sense. It just looks a little more natural looking, and I think you'll be happier with your results. Let's go in with Granny. Yeah, let's go in with a little bit of Granny Apple Green. I don't want to add too much, but let's go in. So this one, I'm not even stamping off beforehand. Normally, before you use daubers, I tell you, oh, you know, check to see if it's too dark. You can always add darker. This we want dark. Okay, I think that's all the Granny Apple Green I'm going to throw in for now. And of course we can come back in a little bit later on. And, you know, if we want to fill in with a little different color or change things up, what have you. Coastal Cabana. That's, ooh, pretty, pretty. And you can overlap colors. And of course you end up getting a new color, which is always kind of fun to experiment with. But you don't want any white showing, just fill in all the gaps, okay? You see how dark I'm going? I can't emphasize that enough. If you're kind of a light colorer, be bold today. It's Friday. See, I've already got ink on my thumb. It's just going to be one of those kind of projects that gets ink everywhere. I think this edition of Rococo Rose is going to be a neat hit of kind of a fun color in our sky. So you see how I'm not making snakes. Who's terrified of snakes? Give me some thumbs up. My mother is like ridiculously terrified of snakes. As much as, you know, I hate bears, she hates snakes. I can take it or leave it. I mean, I don't want to, you know, visit them in the forest or anything, but they don't, you know, terrify me like bears do. But some people are severely afraid. Okay, a little bit of pink in here. And of course, if you go with a little bit of pink over top of that Daffodil Delight, what are you going to get? Some orange. All right, so let's bring in some of that. Let's add a little orange in that bit. Maybe a little bit in here. Okay, I think it's good. Golden. So this kind of, you know, is a technique here, right here. It looks kind of tie-dye-ish. You could almost leave it and have fun with that too, couldn't you? Okay, so once again, make sure your entire piece of cardstock is covered. Okay, now we're going to go in with our Night of Navy. And this is the daughter. And we're going to start on the outsides, kind of working our way in. Kathy's terrified of snakes, yep. Yep, there you, it's pretty common, hey? So I'm just rubbing kind of all the way around the outside first. There again, try not to make a big line, but do little bits, shorter bits. The reason why we're doing the outside first is because you kind of want the outside to be a little bit darker than the rest of it. It kind of just gives that vignette look, kind of more tucked in, if you will. Who has made one of these cards before? Give some thumbs up if you've made one of these. The Northern Lights card. Now I'm pretty sure, but I was trying to think today and it wasn't happening. I'm pretty sure that I did this technique back in the day, but I did it as a sunrise somehow. And I can't remember how or what colors I used or how I did it, but I'm sure I did. Okay, so do you see how that's a little bit darker there? Now we're going to kind of edge our way into the center. Oh, my fingers are still doing okay. So you're going over top of all of those colors. Leave little bits of yellow, because see what's happening? I ended up covering over top of the yellow and I end up with a whole lot of green. So leave little bits. I should have done more of that. And then just, you know, go back again on the outside. shaking the table, sorry. Of course, my table keeps hitting the wall. And Indy was barking at it yesterday, thinking somebody was knocking at the door. Anything to bark for her, she'll take it. Okay, I gotta remember, don't color that spot. And this spot's kind of left nice too. Do you see why you need to go super, super dark? I should have left this kind of, thinking of it now, I've never thought of this before, but I probably should have left it a little lighter, maybe where the saying is, because right now it's kind of this big focal point right in the middle. But, I mean, it'll be all right. Something to think about, maybe. All right. Ugh, fingers. Now I'm going to get a Kleenex and wipe off my sentiment. You see how now it's, sorry. So it's a whole lot cleaner, whole lot brighter, whole lot whiter. All right, I'm also gonna just give this a wipe. If any, residue ink is hanging out, I won't end up on my fingers as much. So I will explain about the embossing right now. You're wondering why maybe I embossed at the beginning as opposed to now. If I've done both, I will say that embossing at the beginning is much simpler, because if you now have colored this, the paper is kind of wet. And so if I was to, use the embossing buddy like we're supposed to, first off, you would get ink, and this is hence why my embossing buddy is kind of gross and nasty looking, because the ink's going to transfer off onto your embossing buddy. It's not going to be dry enough, and so once you put your embossing powder on, it's going to stick in all sorts of places, and not nice stick. It's not going to stick, in little clumps like stars. No, you're going to have clouds almost. So that is why I prefer to do the embossing first. Just saying, just makes life a little bit simpler. All right, next, let's go in and add our trees. So I'm going to use Memento Black. And let's use this 2-tree stamp from the Mountain Air bundle. If you like these cards this week. All right, I'm going to stamp in the center first off. I'm not going to show the bottom of the tree, so I'm not going to put the trunks. Not going to have them showing. Okay, so I'm going to stamp one in the middle, and we're going to make it look like a fisheye lens. A fisheye lens on a camera makes things kind of rounded. So let's go kind of towards the center, kind of. You could almost put them all towards the far apart but close at heart to kind of make it visually so that your eyes focus on that, or leaning to go towards that. That would have been a smart idea too. Okay, I'm going to put one more over here. Once again, off on the diagonal, like so. And then I'm going to get my little tree out. Let's add some little trees in between here. Can you see how that's, you can still see the black over top of all those colors, which is kind of fun. Okay, so now I'm just going to go in a little bit over here, just with the tips of the trees. And I think, did I go in lighter on the, yeah, I did. So ink it up, stamp off, and let's just add some little trees in the background, kind of to fill up some of those gaps. it a little less symmetrical, I'll add in a few little bits. Isn't that cool? Isn't it easy? I find it easy. I don't know. Okay, so this is pretty inky. My black ink is well wet. So now I'm thinking, okay, I want to pop that Rococo Rose a little. So I'm just going to put a wee layer of Rococo Rose, and then I'm going to mount it on the basic black. What do you think? Or should we go Whisper White? Let's try a Whisper White and see what it looks like as a little matte. It might help bring out the far apart, the close at heart. Ooh. Or does it lighten it too much? Which do you prefer? The Rococo Rose as the matte background or the Whisper White? I'm anxious to hear your thoughts. I'm going to take a drink while I do this. Janet likes the rose. Rose. Okay, I will put this. Let's put this back on the rose just to have another look. Yeah, we got lots of roses. We're doing rose. Awesome. Okay, but before I glue it, I just remembered. I almost forgot the big piece de resistance. Look at. We need Wink of Stella. So get out your brush. Just so you know, when you get Wink of Stella, because some people don't realize this, there's a little black piece in here, and you need to pull it apart and take that off. It's kind of a security feature so that it's not kind of, it needs to puncture. This needs to be punctured in order for the ink to come out. Sorry. And so if that little piece is there, the ink is not available to come out. And once you take that little black piece, you screw this on and it punctures the cartridge, I suppose, and that allows the ink to start flowing. Some people don't take the little black piece out and they're squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. Of course, there's nothing coming out, and all of a sudden there will be a big and you have an explosion of Wink of Stella. Just saying. All right, so I want some stars. And it's just faint and it's just subtle, and you see it just, you know, if you move the card a little bit, you see this little, oh, what's this, right? So here again, we just flick the Wink of Stella. So just, you know, hold your cap and flick down. Oh my goodness. Give yourself a multitude of stars. I dare you tonight. Go outside, maybe. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this. Stand on your step, stand on your balcony, stand beside your window this evening and look up and just be in awe of like the clouds going by, the color of the sky, the like all the stars that are out there. I guess that's one of the amazing things about living here is we're far enough away from town that it's, oh, the sky at night is something else. You can see all those little stars. Look at them all. Isn't that nice? Oh, it just adds a little something. So I want to make sure that's dry. So let's just start adding on. Hopefully. Now you're going to be all glimmery. Let's add this piece on first while we're letting that Wink of Stella have a moment to dry. I'm just placing it in the middle of the basic black cardstock. Okay, and let's glue this piece on now. So I'm going to give this to, shall I give it to? I have to think about that. I'm assuming my team members, but I have lots of friends that I could send this to. And we are far apart. A lot of my friends are still are in Manitoba. I do have friends I've made here in Canmore. It's been a slow go, but the people that, you know, are really meaningful tend to be in Manitoba for sure. And my nieces and my family is there too. So this would be even nice to send to your family member that you can't see right now. So there's our fancy card. Okay, so this time we're going to change it up just a tad. We're going to change the ink colors, and I'm going to try something new on this one. I've never done this before. So if it turns out a disaster, we tried. It's better to give it a try and than to just play simple, right? Okay, let me move this stuff out of the way so we can start fresh with our new one. I think I'm going to give my fingers a wipe. Thank goodness Costco sells baby wipes by the box. All right, oh, Janet's wanted to see the Northern Lights. Yes, Northern Lights are stunning. I did see them one time up in the Duck Mountains in Manitoba. We were camping up there, and wow, it's so bizarre seeing the sky just move, like colors just moving, and that will be something I never forget. Okay, so here's the color combo. It's gonna be bizarre. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so Mango Melody, Mint Macaron, Highland Heather, Flirty Flamingo, and instead of Night of Navy, I want to try Blackberry Bliss. We'll see. I don't know. May work. It may look absolutely disastrous, but let's give it a try. Okay. Once again, I have embossed that Far Apart but Close at Heart, which came from the Well Said stamp set. And I'm going to go this way this time. So we were portrait the last time, let's go landscape this time. And I want to use the mountains. But I thought, you know, I kind of want to emboss the mountains because I want them to kind of stand out and shimmer a little bit. All right, so we'll see how this goes again. May work, may not, maybe. We'll see. So I'm getting my embossing buddy. Just helps get rid of all of the, you know, oils that may have been on there from your hands. Gets rid of the static so that you're ready to stamp with your Versamark ink, which I have two of them. I should be able to find one. Here we are. I'm going to use the detailed side and emboss the detailed side. I think that will add a little bit of interest for sure. So Versamark's a nice sticky ink that allows the embossing powder to stick to it. It's kind of like glue for the embossing powder. I'm going to raise it up just a tad, so not right along the bottom, but oh, you know what? I should be using my foam mat. So this Pierce mat, by the way, I found the page and people were asking about this. So the Pierce mat is on page 183 in your annual catalog. It's right here, right in the middle at the top, and it's only $7, but it's definitely a must-have for any photopolymer stamps. It just gives it a nice even cushion that allows the image to kind of be better. All right, so that's in your catalog, a must-have. Also, I had somebody ask while I'm in here about that little brush. So we're going to use this tree, okay, that we with the dies that come with this bundle. And of course it has the little bits all over the place. So ways to get these little bits out simply is to get one of these take your pick die brush tip. So first off, you need a take your pick tool, which you will use forever and ever, because that's what I use for the rhinestones and pearls. It works great for that. It comes with different ends. It's got a stylus end and kind of a poker tool end. It's got that spatula end for lifting things up. It's a great tool to have. And this, basically you can just take off one end, which is kind of cool because you can reverse these, right? You can change them up. And then just place that one on the end. And then you have yourself a nice little brush tool. Now it comes with these little mats. I tend to not use that, but you know, a lot of people do. It just allows you to put your item on there and then roll over top of it. I find it just kind of makes your item kind of rounded. It kind of warps your piece. Okay, so here we are with the paper piercing, the pierce mat, pardon me. Pull that off, good. And then I've got my little tray here. I just got this. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell them anymore. But a lot of people put their embossing powder in little containers, like kitchen kind of containers. So here's the black embossing powder. See what you think afterwards. Ooh, I see lots of it. So you can just kind of flick a little bit. That gets a lot off. Make sure you get anything off that you do not want. If otherwise, it's going to be there forever. You can also go in with a little paintbrush and sometimes kind of wipe away little pieces that are kind of where you don't want. Okay, let me get my heat tool now. Ding! And here we go. That's it. But I think it's just going to stand out and give that little extra shine and shimmer that I think this card is going to need. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so now with our new color combo, let's see how this works. So our lightest color is going to be Mango Melody, so I'm going to start with that first. Got my dauber. It's going to be a nice orangey color. All good. So just dab some color on, and like I said before, no snakes. Don't start and make a ribbon or letters, subliminal messages. Just make more like cloud clumps. I just like going on a diagonal. I don't know. It's just my thing. Oh, I've got to fix this table so it doesn't wobble so much. Try and hold it with my big belly. And go over top of the mountains too. Let me see, what can I do here? And we want this super dark. So now is not the time to be gentle. See, I'm not even stamping off first onto my grid paper. I'm going right in because I want it as dark as possible. And we're just putting in little clouds of each color. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. And let's try out Flirty Flamingo. I don't know where my dauber went for Flirty Flamingo, so we're starting a new one. This should be nice and bright. Come on. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to put too much of this, but just little hits of it here and there. Nice. And of course, as soon as you start rubbing over top of other colors, you get new colors, but you don't want to rub over top of each color too much, because what happens is you're going to get a gross brown. Because when you combine all the primary colors, or basically all the colors, you're going to get a brown. That's just how it works. All right, let's go in with some mint macaron. This would be good for kind of like a, not a dream card, but a, like say graduation. You know, like reaching to new heights, starting something new, reach for the sky kind of idea, right? All right, so now we're gonna go in with our Highland Heather, our last color. You don't have to use this many colors. I don't know, I just kind of pick and choose and pick and choose and hope for the best. So we're going to make sure all of the white is gone. I suppose you could leave a little white on the mountains. That might look kind of cool. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to leave that little bit there. I think it might look like a fun shot, a fun reflection from from the saying, you know, because sayings in the sky do that, right? Okay, so I'm kind of scared and I'm kind of anxious about this next step, but we will see how it goes. Now I had Kleenex already. Here we go. I'm just going to wipe over top of this far apart but close at heart, just to kind of clean it up a little. And here we go with our Blackberry Bliss. I'm worried, but that will do it. We'll do it. Just do it. Okay, so we're going to start again on the outsides and then move our way in. And I'm going to try and, like I had kind of mentioned last time, I'm going to kind of try and leave this the saying part a little more of a feature. So I'm going to leave that section a little bit lighter. I'm going to try. All right, so here we go. And there again, don't make, you know, big line all the way around, kind of make them different levels, different layers. I think it'll be all right. Might even look like a sunset when we're done. Oh yeah, I want to leave that little bit there. Just be careful. Okay, and then we can start going into the center a little more. What are you thinking of the Blackberry Bliss? Oh, she should just did it. I think I'm going to take off a little bit of that yellow. I don't want the whole piece to be there. Okay. And almost looks like a storm. It does kind of look like a sunset almost. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my Kleenex again. Let's take off. Ooh. Blackberry Bliss is pretty potent apparently. It's not as clean. Let me get a baby wipe, because I would have hoped. Let's see if we can. Oh, that might. We can always go in with something different if it's not going to be cooperative. Okay, so note to self. That would be a deal breaker. You need that saying to be nice and white and pop. Okay, let's go in now. We've got our little mountains there, but I want to flip over the mountains here and add in just kind of the silhouette side with Memento Black. So kind of add the shadows in there, I suppose. Once again, this ink pad is small, so just leave your stamp on the table and stamp on a diagonal, and that way if it leaves little lines at the end of your ink pad kind of idea, it'll just look like the ridges in the mountains. And I'm going to go a little bit off here. Oh, what did I forget? The foam mat. Let's go ink this up again. I'll kind of add the little bits on the other side. I almost think I should go over top of that mountain layer with the or what I could do. I want to think about this. I'm going to go in with a blender pen in the Memento Black. And I'm going to color in, it's going to be less intense than, say, using the Memento just ink. I think it'll just kind of rub, kind of make it a little bit darker, but not ridiculously black. That way too you can kind of, you'll get some of your background colors still in there. But it will be kind of more mountainish. I suppose I should be coloring in the direction of the mountains. Yeah, I like that better. Doesn't seem so hanging out in the skyish. I could, I guess, emboss another layer. I'd have to wait till this is dry, so I would wait a long time. You can dry it with the heat tool. It takes a while, and you're never quite sure if you put your embossing powder on, if it's going to stick or not. I kind of wanted to add the tree. I don't know. I almost need maybe some more than just one. It's probably hard to see, isn't it? I don't know if I should bother or not. I think it would add some texture to go with the embossing, black embossing, but I think I do need more trees, so let me see. Let me get another, if I what's the tree? Over here. Let's cut a few more, 2 more trees out. And really I don't need the ends, I just need, or don't need the bottoms, I just kind of need the ends or so. So let's just go like that. Run, run, run. Ah. And one more. Oh. There. Oh, this paper's wet. It was in my garbage and I probably had the, whatchamacallit over top of it, the baby wipe. Oh well. Okay, I'm gonna get out my little dye brush to pop some of these little pieces out. Okay, and this little one. It's flimsy without. We'll make that our short one. Okay, and I don't know if you saw the hint earlier this week, but get out your lint roller and all those little bits that stick on your big shot or on your table, just wipe them away. Okay, now let's go in with these trees. See what we think. I think it'll look pretty. It'll kind of help balance out the saying, which I'm thinking I might do something different with. 3. Yeah, I'm going to put them there. I think that'll be nice. It's hard to see. It doesn't see. It doesn't look as great on camera as it does in person here. Okay, let's get some of this gunk off my fingers before I go spreading it to something else. Okay, so I'm just going to use my snail tape to glue these on. So on the back, there's that nice big spot at the top of the tree, and I just put in little bits of snail. You can use your glue dots, you can use the multi-purpose liquid glue, whatever. I'm not going to put in the bottom of the tree. I'm just going to leave that part out. So the trees look, it looks like you're up higher in the sky, not as, whoops, as opposed to being low down. Okay, so I guess we're having a short tree here. Let's go here. And I guess we're doing our medium tree. This one has a lot more of the dot bits in it, so it'll be a little darker in the front. There we go. I've got a little dot there. Okay, now we're going to flip over and scissors cut that extra off. All right, let's glue that down. And I'm wondering about for the saying, it's not showing through as crystal clear as I would like it to. We're still there, still there. Somebody called. And it cuts it off. I hope it didn't. Whoop, let's put it on the right direction. Like, oh, I should have put my Wink of Stella first. Well, we'll just put it on now. I'm wondering about the same. We can always love the stars. We could take a little piece of basic black, re-emboss and cut it out. I think I'm going to try that. See how that goes. Oh, yes, it's a little wet here. Let's get rid of that part. So I'm going to get out my embossing buddy. We'll see what it looks like. If it looks better just the way it is, leave it. But just note to self, yes, if you're going to do this, don't use nope, that's not what I want. Don't use Blackberry Bliss. I am wanting Versamark. That's what I'm wanting. Stars look stunning on this one. Wonder if Rich Razzleberry would be a little less potent. I don't know. Okay, get all the extra bits off and heat it up. Go. Okay, and I'm just going to take my mini trimmer, which I don't know. Let's just use scissors. It's rectangular. Now, maybe one of those Lisa Harden cuts, or just a little bit on we're doing a parallelogram. What do you think? Sure pops better. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So let's get out the dimensionals. It's just a lot cleaner, and I think it will, because you want them to be able to see that saying. I can't believe this. Look at the sparkles on this. Sure shows up a whole lot more on this color combo than it does on the Night of Navy. It's unreal. Just shimmer everywhere. Love it. There. Far apart, close at heart. I like it. What do you think? All right, let's flip this over. I'm going to bring in this card and our former card and see what you think. So those are the cards that we made today. To be honest, I have never done the mountains before. I've always just stuck with the trees, but I like the mountains. I really like the coloring. I do. I would be tempted to try Rich Razzleberry as opposed to the Blackberry Bliss and see if that's a little less intense. But there again, I guess if you just decide to emboss and put it on a kind of a raised layer, it works too, right? So there we go. I'm going to whip up some inserts for these and see how that goes. So if you want the measurements and the colors that I used, of course, these will be on my blog later on today. Pictures of closer up pictures and the pictures of the insides and the envelopes. Of course, this is the feature of the week that I'm using. Oh, get off. Nope, that one. So I've been playing with this stamp set all week. Had lots of fun with you and creating a whole bunch of different cards and using some new techniques that I I've never tried before. New color combos, I must say that. And so the great thing is that if you buy this bundle this week, I'm going to give you a free ink pad of your choice, whatever color you choose. So an ink pad in Canada is $10.25. And so you will get that absolutely free if you order this bundle, or if you already have this bundle or it really doesn't appeal to you, or you don't have the die cutting machine or what have you, then just place a $70 order and I will give you the same deal. So that is that. Of course, you can always shop online at my online store. There's the address. And if you place an order online, if it's under $200, if you would please use the host code, that allows me to send you your free ink pad. It kind of gives me some flexibility there with my ordering. So thank you very much for doing that. Now, if you don't want to do any of that online stuff, feel free to message me or you can email me. And I can help place your order as well. Or if you need a catalog, or if you want to know about any of the upcoming classes, I know Lisa and I are working on some fun things. Otherwise, I have had an absolute blast with you, and I look forward to next week. Monday's my favorite day. I hope you're excited about the next week's feature. It's going to be lots of fun and a relaxing week. Or so I hope. All right, everybody, have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, and I will see you again. Bye.